endorsement, I guess, for staff and council.
Well, you know what, we've got an outstanding team. We've built an outstanding team and a passionate team for the business itself. And we've also invested a tremendous amount of capital over the last 5 years, close to $200,000 as a result of what we feel is important to bring the Sarnia Bay Marina operation to the standards that we feel are strong under our umbrella of marine operations.
Those capital dollars, Dave, were they from your side or were they a combination of the two?
No, they were from our
partners?
side. They were from Bridgeview. And we felt very strongly that we had to invest those dollars, of course at risk, that we would be able to be in a position of justification and more importantly be in a position of renewing our arrangement and partnership, because that's basically what we have, a partnership with the city, with an asset that we feel is an important asset to the community, let alone the boating industry.
What improvements does that represent?
Well, we recently, from the onset, in year, I believe it was year 1 or year 2, we built a pool, which was a real amenity asset. And then we added a number of features within the marina facility to address the condition of the docks. And we also, last year, added 50 more slips to the marina operation. And those are the cost factors and the capital expenditures that we felt were necessary to bring the standards of the marine operation to a degree where we felt comfortable.
Can I ask you a bit about your relationship with Atchison Ventures across the border? How much does that impact on your bottom line and to bring boats in?
Well, you know, again, fortunately I wear about 16 different hats. I'm also involved as Director of Marine Operations for Mr. Atchison Ventures. So in essence, I'm also responsible for overlooking the marine operations in Port Huron in conjunction with the partnership with the City of Port Huron. So Mr. Atchison and our team over in Port Huron are adamant on bringing the international flavor to fruition so that we feel very comfortable with the fact that anything we do in Sarnia will happen in Port Huron and vice versa. So we're very, very fortunate in having that sort of collective energy in terms of management, in terms of marketing, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of expertise. And we share it.
I'm sorry, marketing's probably a big one. If
Yes.
you're marketing the area as opposed to just our side, right?
Right, exactly. That's an integral part of what we're trying to achieve and what we call Blue Water Land as an international, we feel, premier boating destination in the Great Lakes. So under our umbrella now, we have over 1,200 boats. So it is one of, if not the largest boating syndicates in the Great Lakes.
How many boats at Sarnia Bay for a summer or for a season?
Well, in a season we have approximately 165 to 175 boats there. And at Bridgeview we have about 650 boats. At Desmond we have about 250. And at the River Street we have close to 80.
You mentioned the 200 capital over the last 5 years or so. Do you have anything in the foreseeable future for further upgrades, I guess?
Yeah, we're basically some of the things we're investigating. What we've committed to as well is we have to definitely improve the lighting aspect, lighting fixtures on the piers at Sarnia Bay.
Is that because of Leamington? Or?
No, not necessarily. It's because we felt from the onset that it was necessary. And again, we have to keep in mind the safety aspects of the marine operation. And again, quite frankly, it also leads into our philosophical standards of marine operations. So we're very, very, very serious about the way we run our marinas, but at the same time, we also make sure that they're at the highest grade of standards possible. Now, keeping this in mind, that's why we are very popular in the marina businesses. It's not because of Dave Brown, it's because of two things. Number one, we maintain standards, and number two, we have a passionate team in all our marina operations. Again, it's not me. I just sort of orchestrate. I have an outstanding management team in all the marina operations. So we're very, very fortunate, and they're very passionate about the business. And they also understand what the degree of standards are. Now, it's also important to note that we have a community advisory board. This advisory board are made up of some prominent stakeholders in this community. For example, Mr. Brandt, Mr. Gordon, Mr. Kern, Michelle Stokely, Tom Lawson, Stuart Walker from the casino, Ernie Hain from Linden Security, which is a security entity, David McPhail. So those are the entities that the advisory board itself is very important because we meet with the advisory board on a regular basis and they provide us input and direction accordingly.
Dave, the bones of this agreement, 5 years with an option for renewal.
That's correct.
Do I understand then that the city doesn't actually pay you anything in terms of operations? It's a matter of you sharing the revenues and...
Exactly, Kat. Yep.
So if I look at that one table,
Right.
Minimum amount is $70,000 a year coming back to the city.
That's correct, yes.
Over the course of the last 5 years, there's been some instances where it's been more than the
As a
$70,000.
matter of fact, last year was $92,000.
It was significantly more,
Right.
and that will be the case going into this. Doesn't change.
Doesn't change.
Doesn't change.
No.
Okay. Can you talk to us? One of the counselors said, even though this has been a reasonably tough time in the industry, you've managed to produce. So, can you talk about capacity, vacancies, that kind of thing?
Again, really the word there, folks, is Kathy, is perseverance. Perseverance and passion. Those are the 2 words. Over and above any other marine operation in the Great Lakes. And again, we're very proud of the team. I have to be very proud of the team I have. And quite frankly, if it wasn't for perseverance and passion, then we wouldn't have had the results that we were able to obtain.
How close to capacity has Sarnia Marina managed to stay in the last couple of years?
Oh, very much so. Matter of fact, last year I think we're at, in terms of permanent basis, we're at almost 95%.
And how many slips total again?
Those are about 165, 170 slips.
So permanent around 90%?
90, 95%.
Okay, and then on the transient ones?
Tourist business, we're up slightly, but not significantly. But again, we held our own. So
Held our own at,
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that.
approximately, I think we're up anywhere from 6 to 7%.